भारत की फार्मास्यूटिकल इंडस्ट्री निवेश के लिए बेहतरीन स्टॉक्स, एक गहरा गोता। Namaste and welcome to Finaxiom. Today, we're diving headfirst into the wild, wonderful, and often slightly confusing world of the Indian pharmaceutical industry. It's an industry that's been called many things: the pharmacy of the world, a global powerhouse, and that one friend who always seems to have the right pill for everything. And look, they're not wrong. India's pharmaceutical sector is a bit of an overachiever. It's huge, it's growing faster than a Bollywood dance number, and it's got its fingers in more pies than a particularly ambitious baker. So, over the next little while, we're going to break down exactly what makes this industry tick. We'll be exploring everything from its massive market size and dominance in generics to the challenges it faces, and the potential investment opportunities that are, frankly, more tempting than a plate of samosas after a long day. Buckle up, because things are about to get interesting. The pillars of Indian pharma, more than just generic drugs. Let's be honest, when most people think of Indian pharmaceuticals, they think of generics. And sure, India does churn out generic drugs faster than you can say hydroxychloroquine. But to pigeonhole this industry as just a generic drug factory, that's like calling the Taj Mahal a reasonably priced Airbnb. It's technically accurate, but it misses the bigger picture. India's pharmaceutical industry is built on a foundation that's more complex and fascinating than your average Bollywood plot twist. First off, we're talking about a market size that's absolutely massive. We're talking billions upon billions of dollars, folks. It's an industry that not only caters to a rapidly growing domestic market, but also exports its products to over 200 countries. And yes, generics are a big part of that success story. India is, after all, the largest provider of generic medicines globally. Industry structure. It's like a Bollywood movie, but with more chemistry. All right, let's break down the Indian pharmaceutical industry, shall we? Imagine a big bustling marketplace, but instead of spices and textiles, they're trading molecules and formulas. You've got your big budget blockbusters, your independent art house flicks, and everything in between. First up, you've got the active pharmaceutical ingredients, APIs. These are the chemical bad boys that make the medicine actually work. Think of them as the Amitabh Bachchan of the pharmaceutical world. Essential, powerful, and everyone wants a piece of them. India happens to be a major API manufacturer, supplying the building blocks for countless drugs worldwide. Then you've got the formulations, which are like the finished films ready for consumption, or in this case, ingestion. This is where those APIs are combined with other ingredients to create the pills, capsules, syrups, and injectables we all know and love, or at least tolerate. But wait, there's more. Don't forget the contract research and manufacturing services, CRAMs. These are the behind-the-scenes heroes, the scriptwriters and cinematographers of the pharma world. Trends and innovations. Because standing still is not an option. Now you might think that an industry as established as pharmaceuticals would be content to rest on its laurels, like a retired Bollywood star surrounded by their Filmfare awards. But you'd be wrong. The Indian pharmaceutical industry is anything but static. It's constantly evolving, innovating, and generally refusing to act its age. One of the biggest trends we're seeing is the rise of digital transformation. Think telemedicine, e-prescriptions, and AI-powered drug discovery. It's like Bollywood suddenly discovering CGI and green screens. And honestly, it's pretty exciting. Then there's the growing focus on personalized medicine. This is all about tailoring treatments to individual patients based on their genetic makeup and lifestyle. It's like having a personal scriptwriter for your health, crafting a bespoke healthcare journey just for you. And let's not forget about sustainability. Indian pharmaceutical companies are increasingly adopting green manufacturing practices and reducing their environmental footprint. They're swapping out those old polluting diesel generators for solar panels and wind turbines, proving that you can be both profitable and environmentally conscious. But the innovation doesn't stop there. Now, before you rush out and invest your life savings in Indian pharmaceuticals, we need to address the elephant in the room, or rather, the 5 elephants doing a synchronized dance routine in the room. Because like any good Bollywood movie, the Indian pharmaceutical industry has its fair share of challenges. First up, we've got regulatory hurdles. The Indian pharmaceutical industry is one of the most heavily regulated in the world. which, on the one hand, ensures quality and safety, but on the other hand, can feel like navigating a bureaucratic maze designed by a committee of Kafka enthusiasts. Then there's the dependence on API imports. Remember those chemical bad boys we talked about earlier? Well, India imports a significant portion of its APIs from China, which is about as comfortable as being reliant on your rival film studio for your special effects budget. And let's not forget about pricing pressures. The Indian pharmaceutical industry is known for its affordable generics, but this also means operating on razor-thin profit margins. All right, let's take a trip across India, shall we? But instead of visiting ancient temples and bustling markets, we're going on a pharmaceutical pilgrimage to the heart of India's drug manufacturing hubs. Think of it as a Bollywood travelogue, but with more lab coats and less singing in the rain. First stop, Mumbai. This bustling metropolis isn't just the home of Bollywood, it's also a major pharmaceutical hub, housing the headquarters of some of India's largest pharmaceutical companies. Think of it as the Bombay Velvet of the pharmaceutical world. Glamorous, historic, and always buzzing with activity. Next up, we're heading south to Hyderabad, a city known for its biryani, its tech industry, and you guessed it, its pharmaceuticals. Hyderabad is a hotbed for pharmaceutical manufacturing, with a particular focus on APIs and formulations. It's like the Cholet of pharmaceutical hubs, iconic, action-packed, and always delivering the goods. And of course, no pharmaceutical tour of India would be complete without a visit to Bangalore, the Silicon Valley of India. Bangalore is a hub for biotechnology and pharmaceutical research, attracting top talent and investment from around the world. Now it's time to shine a spotlight on the leading actors in our pharmaceutical blockbuster. These aren't your average Bollywood heartthrobs, though I'm sure they have their fans. We're talking about the pharmaceutical giants, the companies that are not only shaping the Indian market but also making waves on the global stage. First up, we have Sun Pharmaceutical Industries. This behemoth is the largest pharmaceutical company in India and one of the largest generic pharmaceutical companies globally. They're like the Amitabh Bachchan of the Indian pharmaceutical industry, established, respected, and with a filmography that just won't quit. Next, we have Dr. Reddy's Laboratories, another major player known for its generics and its forays into biosimilars. They're like the Shah Rukh of the Indian pharmaceutical industry, charming, versatile, and with a knack for winning over audiences worldwide. Now I know what you're thinking. Enough with the Bollywood analogies, John. We get it. You like Indian cinema. But before you write me off, let's talk numbers. Investing in the pharmaceutical industry requires more than just a gut feeling. Let's break down the financial metrics, the key performance indicators. Think of it as the balance sheet behind the blockbuster. First up, revenue growth. Is it growing year on year? Is it outpacing the market? Is it enough to make a Bollywood accountant weep with joy? These are the questions we need to be asking. Then there's profit margin, which tells us how much profit a company makes for every rupee of sales. Are they running a tight ship or hemorrhaging money like a leaky Bollywood set during monsoon season? A healthy profit margin is crucial for long-term sustainability and growth. Now let's talk about R&D investments. This is the lifeblood of any pharmaceutical company, the engine that drives innovation and brings new treatments to market. Are companies investing enough in research and development? Are they focusing on the right areas? Are they on track to discover the next blockbuster drug that will cure the common cold and make everyone question why it took so long? Probably not that last one, but a pharma investor can dream, right? Next up, we have the debt-to-equity ratio, which tells us how much debt a company is using to finance its operations. All right, folks, it's time to put our money where our mouth is. We've analyzed the industry, dissected the trends, and scrutinized the financials. Now the moment you've all been waiting for, the stock picks. Which companies are poised for greatness? Which ones are worth betting on? Buckle up, because we're about to enter the exciting world of pharmaceutical stock recommendations. Now, before we dive in, a disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who spends an inordinate amount of time thinking about the pharmaceutical industry. With that out of the way, let's talk stocks. First up, we have Sun Pharmaceutical Industries. As the largest pharmaceutical company in India, Sun Pharma has a dominant market position. Next, we have Cipla, a company with a long history of providing affordable medicines. Cipla is well positioned to benefit from the growing demand for respiratory drugs. As we reach the climax of our pharmaceutical epic, it's time to reflect on the journey so far, and more importantly, look ahead to what the future holds for this dynamic industry. Picture it. The music swells, the hero strikes a pose, and the audience holds its breath, wondering what destiny has in store. The Indian pharmaceutical industry has come a long way from its humble beginnings. It's battled challenges, embraced innovation, and emerged as a global powerhouse. But this is not the end of the story. This is just the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with both opportunities and challenges. Well, folks, there you have it. A whirlwind tour of the Indian pharmaceutical industry, complete with Bollywood analogies, questionable humor, and hopefully some valuable insights. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope you found it informative, engaging, and maybe even a little bit entertaining. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more insightful content, and most importantly, let us know in the comments which pharmaceutical stock you're most excited about. Until next time, happy investing, and remember, the only thing more unpredictable than the stock market is the plot of a Bollywood movie, so always do your research.